I will call our planning board meeting in order. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Alright, this is the Whitman Planning Board meeting. It is Tuesday, January 23rd. This meeting is Tuesday, 23rd.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's alright. This meeting is being recorded to be available on WHCA and YouTube. So I don't get yelled at by Bob. In attendance tonight is myself, Adam Somerville, Chairman.
Elaine Bertrand, co-chair.
Bob Kimball, member.
Wayne Andrews, member.
Alright, first on our agenda we have a Form A. Mr. Garvey, you were here first, sir.
Oh, great, thank you. I have a Form A for 81 Bedford Street, which is part of the old Beautiful Meadows property on the easterly side of the road. House number 81. But Melissa, I'm going to give you the Form A's and the check.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you got three here? I think don't I have 3 or 4? There you go.
Do you have the marker? Thank you, my lady.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
It's a piece of property that you're probably all familiar with. It was actually auctioned off from the Peace of Meadows Ice Cream LLC,
These two here, right?
this is all by itself.
Yeah, but I mean, these are the two houses.
They auctioned off.
Yeah.
Yeah, they auctioned them off separately. House number 81 was.
That's the brown house, right?
Hmm?
The brown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And that was purchased by Last Resort Enterprise LLC, which is Michael Delpre, who lives at 129 Broad Street. The property lies in the industrial, limited industrial zone, which requires 100 foot of frontage. The area, this is an existing two-family, and under the zoning bylaw, technically for a two-family, you're supposed to have 22,500 square feet, even though the requirement in the zone is less than that. Just in case, for some reason, I've kept it at over 22,500 square feet. The remaining portion, with 387 foot of frontage, contains 2.58 acres, which is this piece here. And as you can see, a lot of it is a 150 foot wide N-Star utility easement, as well as a 50 foot wide Brockton water works easement.
This is sort of like a field,
Yeah, it's all field.
but it goes behind this house.
Yeah.
Are we just doing this time, or are we doing?
Well, yeah, I'm subdividing it into 2 lots, so yeah, this is, I call it lot 34A and lot
And this
34B.
is all of this?
Yeah,
And behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a private house right here.
Right.
And then there's another house.
there was, yeah, I actually did the original survey for the auction, and then through the title, we found that there was a triangular piece in here that was never taken out of the deed.
Oh, so this is part of this too?
Well, they own it now, but it wasn't at one time.
Ah.
It actually went through the house. But one of the Oaks conveyed it to Harris, both Harris.
I was wondering what hope to have. I've never seen it written like that before.
Okay, so basically you're doing subdividing 2 lots. Both lots meet the requirements of all the zoning requirements.
Correct.
Any other questions?
Any idea of what the intent is for this parcel, or? I know there's not much that can be done, but.
I think he wants to put a building in here. It's funny though, the water, there's a water line because the Oaks, when they took their water easements, they requested that they get water
For nothing.
free for nothing.
You know
So
what?
they were And so they have for the last, whatever.
Right from the transmission line.
Yeah. But it goes through this piece that now goes to this piece, so it's not.
It's gotta be a pretty high pressure water if they tap right into the transmission
I don't
line.
think it is. Oh, yeah, it's probably, yeah, right.
It's gotta be regulated down pretty good, I bet.
Yeah.
So you say you're doing something here,
But actually, Brockton,
that means,
one of my surveyors actually works for the city of Brockton, the water department. He's the one that knew about it because it's not metered off of Whitman, it's metered off of Brockton.
Wow.
So they read the meter there, so that's how I knew the Brockton was there.
Are you gonna keep this all one lot?
Yeah,
It's not gonna be subdivided.
no, I don't, no,
If this-
not at this time, you know. I don't think he has any plans to.
So this is all one big lot. I mean,
Yeah, well, there's a lot of it, it's kind of useless, it would be, subdivide something like that would be, you couldn't build there anyway.
Yeah.
but you think he's looking at this? to do
Yeah,
something?
I'm on, or maybe in there, but I think he's more interested right here.
So,
I mean, he's keeping both properties, he just,
so this is his as well?
yes, oh yeah,
So it's just this is a private house?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, he's retaining this property, he just wants to be able to.
Well, the check-in application, everything cool. Okay.
Yeah, makes sense. This is a little worrisome, so close to doing something. Who said it was industrial, so
Yeah.
probably gonna open business or something.
We're all good?
Yep.
Alright. This is one of you guys.
Where's?
Just have to sign up top here.
I don't know, I'll get you.
Does you have to sign the one or do you have to sign just second one for us?
Assign a second one for article
Okay.
records.
Do you have a regular pen? We'll sign this one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You gotta sign all three.
Oh, but just have to sign the two, signing this one.
Yeah.
Probably have another one there.
I just figured this one's up the table, make it easier.
So we keep one of them, right?
The Mylar goes upstairs and.
No, mine, all right.
Oh, you
he
keep
takes
that- Yeah,
one.
you keep this one here for us, for our records.
That was easy, huh?
He's even last night, right?
You know what headphone tomato does.
Yeah, last night you would have been in. Okay, I wasn't.
The second one over here? or-
Yeah, right, yeah.
No, the rest of those were pretty good.
Nope, just one of these for us.
The rest of them, that's
That's
not.
Let's buy one.
So it doesn't-
Can I sign it?
Yeah, but the same old question.
Sure, you do anything you want, make notes, whatever.
Thought we figured out what they wanted. No. You want another?
Oh, that was for us, so.
There's two of them here.
Yes. That's all right. You don't have to sign it.
There's the other.
Now you call this one yours, I don't wanna roll up in where you don't want it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, have a good night.
You also. You know, you two gentlemen,
You live.
It was good for us.
I wanted to make here about it.
Five of it.
Oh, really? Did it? They let them go first.
Sure. But I think it was scheduled.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that was a continuance.
Oh, that one was?
That was a continuance, so it wasn't time certain.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Good. Okay, gentlemen, thank you.
Yeah, have a good night, Carl.
Thank you.
Alright, next we have a Form A for 545 Franklin Street.
You prefer to just bring a plan up to the desk?
Sure, that works for you?
And I have the check and the application.
Alright.
Like, you get this on the brother.
All right, for the record, Scott Power with Great, here for the applicant, Daily. So this is the Form A here, who owns this one. Well,
Another one in case anyone wants to look.
Okay.
Existing up front here is a duplex, a two-family dwelling that he lives in right now. We can rent up the other. What he would like to do here is he'd like to create a separate lot back here.
Intends to go to the zoning board for a variance, for a frontage variance, as well as a single-family dwelling within the limited industrial zone. So this line right here, this separates the zone between the residence A2 and the limited industrial zone. There's a very similar case right down the street. Sorry,
We're lots on Franklin Street.
it's smaller.
Almost across from the school.
Actually, this is
What,
one
the high school?
more, so you're doing, when they did the lamb chop, one right there.
Okay.
And so this is my property that goes there. So
Oh, okay, yep. So the very, very similar situation, maybe 5-6 houses down, I believe. Similar situation that somebody owned a big piece of land like that, and they carved up this front one here as a duplex, and then created a lot in the back here for a single family. And they requested and successfully got similar variances from the zoning board. So the applicant here went and met the building commissioner, and he believes that he has a good chance of getting the same variance, a very similar situation. So he directed us to first come from the Form A, to subdivide it, and then go for the variance.
they have it here too, I believe, they're doing the same thing here. Right?
Well, I did that, I did that plan right there.
Yeah,
Oh, no good. Okay.
Yeah, but we got the variance first, which then allows the planning board to sign the plan.
Right.
That's what I was gonna ask, the
Yeah,
same
so the
thing.
variance should come before.
Because we don't wanna sign something and jam you up that you can't do something again.
Right, and that's what we thought too, but
Yeah.
he was directed by the building commissioner to first divide the land and then go to the zoning
I
board.
think you might wanna get that variance first.
Okay.
That's my personal opinion.
Because one thing that I do see here, you're supposed to have 22,500?
It's A2,
18,000.
so it's 18,000 for
Yeah,
A2.
this is duplex, so.
It is, yeah.
Oh,
So duplex, you need 22,500.
2,500.
In the A2?
Yeah.
So you shouldn't increase this law a little bit.
I'm
Just to
gonna
make,
cut it on 100, like 10 feet or something, whatever it is, but.
Sure.
well, you've got plenty of room here.
Right, just bring it back
Right,
a
of
little bit
course.
further,
Yeah.
just to make it whatever, yeah.
It's better
Yeah,
than,
any duplex in the town of Whitman requires 22,500 square feet, even if it's, whatever, even if it's in the general distance. General residence.
Okay.
and what's the frontage here?
The frontage there, is just 40 feet, 41.
So just that for a driveway.
Yeah. Just enough for a driveway, exactly.
And this frontage here is
130.
130, so it's above 100 feet.
Yeah. So this lot would be conforming, and this is what we need the variance for.
Okay. No, I would recommend you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just as a second opinion,
Sure.
just so you don't get jammed up, have this already subdivided, and now you're sitting on two non-conforming lots.
Right. Yep.
If he does do this now, you'd have to put a note on it, that this lot 2 is not a buildable lot by itself.
Right.
And you really couldn't say it should be combined with the budding land, because it's not gonna be.
There's no access.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So it's
And then if you put that note on there, later on, some title examiner's gonna say, oh, the note on here that says it's not a buildable lot, so that's happened, I know that happened.
yes, it did.
Just to cover yourself.
Okay.
Even though he said to do this, I would get that part done first.
Yep.
Just to make sure, because if they say no, what's the point of us signing this?
Sure. Yep. Yeah, he was planning to hold on the recording until we got through zone.
Yeah, yep. So I would say that, and once they sign off on it, we're good to go. We'll just another one meeting.
Look, I think there should be a note on it. Lot 2 was granted a frontage variance of use variance by written zoning appeals, being like from the indication on blah blah. So you want to do the same thing on that, and if you go into the zoning board of appeals, you probably just want to go over the house or something.
Right.
They just increase the lot size to make the 25,000.
25,000?
22,500. I'm sorry. I'm upside down dyslexic.
When was this one done?
that was done 5 years ago. 5 years ago.
9 years ago?
Yeah, we actually just divided it. This is the one.
And then the lot next to that too, is the same, and he's doing something similar with 2 more. I think there's 2 more houses, right?
Oh, in between these?
And does the official one have to be a Mylar?
Yeah.
I have- I have-
Emailed it.
Okay, you have, okay. I just wanna make sure, just that, So, yeah, that would be my, since, just so you're not jammed up and you don't have anything official that we signed, that all of a sudden you're gonna sit there and be like, yeah, you know what, I'm not even gonna record this. It just makes no sense for us to do that.
We had a feel this might happen.
So, yeah, it's just,
But
at least only took
yeah,
15
that's
minutes.
That's what we were directed to do.
Do you
Yeah,
want,
no, yeah. I've never seen one like this before, like that. Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
do you want to take the check and stuff with you? Do you want me to?
I think he's gonna go right for
Okay.
the variance,
So
so
I'm going to just hold
if
on
you're
to it?
okay with
No, I can hold on to it.
we'll get you new Mylars.
Yep.
We update the.
Okay, I have everything else
Great.
packaged
They already
together,
done it in
so.
the neighborhood, I don't see how the ZBA is gonna find you up or anything, but you never know.
But never know.
If that's the case, just,
And if he does want it back, he can just email me and we can get it back.
Okay,
we'll just do it that way.
Alright,
Alright,
works for us.
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
The zoning board is now scheduling cases for the last week of February.
Okay.
So it's either gonna be the end of February or the first of March, where that comes before the zoning board.
Okay. So it's about that meeting.
So you have plenty of time to get into advertising and that type of thing.
Sure.
Okay,
Alright,
Do you need to continue this another date or is it what? How do
no, we
no, we'll just reschedule it.
Just reschedule.
Yeah, just reschedule
Yep.
with Melissa when you have everything,
Okay.
when you're all set with them,
Sure.
and we'll take care of it from there.
Very good. Thank you.
Alright, thanks a lot.
What number Franklin was that?
5:45.
Thanks.
it's gonna be a challenging driveway.
Yes. Hello, Justin.
How's it going?
You all done upstairs?
Oh yeah, after the swearing in, it was,
So you didn't get any work done tonight? huh?
we entered into an agreement for municipal aggregation. Municipal energy aggregation.
Alright. So next we have to have a public hearing. We have to schedule a public hearing for the Board of Selectmen to change to Select Board. That is asked by the Board of Selectmen at the current time. So, everything we have to do, we're looking at probably February 27th at
Well-
7 PM.
Does it make sense to hold off on that until we have a public hearing on this and do it at the same time?
I don't think that's gonna be it.
I think we shouldn't, just personal opinion, I don't think we should hold one dependent on the other. Because we don't know exactly when this will be.
Because I would assume the public hearing on the select person or.
Select Board.
Select
Select
board
board.
will go relatively quick, unless I'm running time.
I just, am thinking if this doesn't make the time frame
Yeah.
for that, I would hate to push them both off for no
Oh.
reason.
And is that a regular meeting night anyway?
Yes, that's a regular
Yeah.
meeting. I think.
Yep.
Didn't Hanson start
And
off?
also the 13th, is that the meeting, that's our next
Yes,
February
yeah.
meeting, we have
But we wouldn't
a
have-
finance committee.
Oh, okay.
Wants to come in and talk to us about our
The
finance.
finance
Okay.
committee handbook states that pretty much everybody's gone to select board. I mean,
Yeah,
Everybody
So
has.
Nothing like being picky.
the 13th, they just got the email
It
this
does-
morning. I was gonna talk to us about that after.
Maybe a woman's gonna have a different opinion on that. You know, I'm just saying.
Since we're talking about
A
meetings.
woman might.
Call it the board of women or something, but.
Well, it's
I
really.
don't think we have to make a motion on that, right? Do we?
Board.
We don't have to make a motion on,
Yeah, you would make, someone need to make a motion to do it on that date,
Oh,
Alright.
yeah.
vote on it.
Listen, if it's changed, it doesn't benefit me, sometimes I don't like it either.
would somebody like to make a motion to hold our public hearing on February 27th for the selectmen to select board?
I'll make that motion.
Alright, motion by Elaine, we have a second?
Is there enough time to do the advertising and stuff?
Yep.
Yeah.
Would you like the second?
I'll second.
Second by Bob. All in favor?
What's that for, February what?
February 27th, our second meeting of the month. In Lower Town Hall. I don't think we'll need to go to Upper Town Hall. Unless we have some weird chickens again. Alright, so it's all set?
Yep.
All we have left is we got the proposal from Judy Barrett for the MBTA proposal. Well, we're not sure what happened with Sarah, but we're working on, we could dig out what we have from her. We just got this yesterday, so we're still kind of going over that. We're working on it. Yes.
Just so last week there was a finance committee meeting, so we had a light one tonight. It was just minutes, so I could come down. So I wasn't able to make last week's, but I did review your meeting, and some of the things that were said. I believe a developer came in and talked a little bit about industrial space, which is true. We do need industrial space.
Yeah.
But people should know that we grew industrial space larger than percentage of growth, some of the largest in Massachusetts over the last 4 years. And people who decided to come in and do industrial did not choose these areas. They steered away from these areas, and they chose up on Bedford Street. And they built a lot of industrial condos. And we have the largest growth as a percentage of building in industrial growth in Massachusetts. So there's no want for industrial space. We have new, clean industrial space. And then another statement was made, and I would have to question the developer who did make this statement is using industrial space in Hanson in the building. So doing the opposite of what he's advocating here. So I'd love to hear the logic, but.
Did Mr. Egan is one, I believe, who stated it.
He's not here to say that, and I'm sure he's a break.
No, we took into consideration what he said. We decided to go with our original plan of leaving it. It's not eliminating the industrial, it's overlaying.
Exactly.
So it's not losing it, it's still there.
But there's also something that was said that was really important, and that was brownfields and cleaning up. And I really do think we should be thinking about this. And having the plan that's actually going to meet that mark is going to ensure that we can get those grants to clean up those brownfields. And those brownfields extend beyond the area that you're talking about. They're going to extend to the DPW build and other areas in town that we have brownfields in. And that's so important for sort of the future of what we have planned here, that this land that you've chosen, and you've done a great job, thank you, really meets the mark. It's walkable. It's not being used. And when I'm talking to people that are sort of involved at the state level, when they made this MBTA plan, they knew we're going to go along the T, which is old train tracks with old factories. They knew they were going to hit exactly what we have here, old abandoned buildings with the issues that we have. So this was sort of part of the plan to renovate places that we're doing. So I just want to say that you did a great job at picking those spaces. They are industrial spaces that people are ignoring, and it's sort of left abandoned and really awful. Additionally, there was something else. There was a mention of a path along the tracks. My partner and I own a big stretch along that. That was a nice plan, actually. Let's talk about that walking path around the train sounds great. That sounds wonderful. So if that does come up, call. We'll talk about that. Anything that serves the general public for that man, we're happy.
Sounds good.
But that's it. So just please consider keeping this. You did a great job where we can actually have the potential of having that cleaned up, built up, and used in a better way. If anyone's taking a drive down there, it's awful. And meeting those criteria,
Yeah.
Please do. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
I'm going to go try to catch the last couple of minutes of
Enjoy your evening.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I like the idea of using the industrial area.
I like the way what the last proposal
I think
was.
Steve had the right idea.
Yeah. Even taking into consideration what Mr. Egan said, I don't think if it comes to that, that's not up to us.
No, I
That
think-
goes to the CPA, but I think what the lands we're gonna use.
I mean, it's not
I think
happening
we're gonna take-
all the way up to River Street and stuff like that.
Yeah.
you know?
I think what we asked them to do, if it meets everything, if there's no problems with what they gave us, I think we're gonna be good.
You had a question before the meeting?
You didn't say something, that there was a couple of area sections in that she was questioning about? Or did I read that wrong?
I can try and pull it.
I was-
What?
it was hard for me to read on my phone because I was trying to open it up and read it and everything. But I thought the email said that she had a couple of concerns about a couple of sections or something. Maybe I read it wrong. That's why I was hoping to get the whole.
Okay. So here it says, the planning board is a site plan review authority for the, I guess it's the MCOD, this is the overlay district. It appears that the Board of Appeals in Whitman has site plan review authority. Usually it's a planning board. Do you have a preference? Note that throughout the draft, we refer the decisions to the planning board. If it should be the ZBA instead, we can change it.
Yeah, some towns have the planning board do site plan review.
Right.
Yeah, but this town doesn't, it's always been the zoning board.
Is there a,
Well, the way this is worded is very confusing, that's why I brought it up. It's saying that we're the site plan review
No.
authority.
No.
Where did she get that information?
no, she's saying normally, in a lot of towns, the planning board
does,
has site
right.
plan
They have the authority.
So she's just questioning whether we want to change.
change
I
to
see.
zoning board or planning board.
Fine. Leave it the way it is.
So I will point out to her that
Okay.
the ZBA.
Huh?
You want the planning board or the zoning board?
The zoning board.
Okay.
I agree.
Don't we have to change the bylaw to change that?
Well, this is a new section,
Yeah.
so,
This is a new
A new
part of the
bylaw.
bylaw, so this would specify who reviews site plans for these
Oh, for
overlay
this
districts.
particular building?
We had the same discussion on the marijuana, the overlay district, I guess, lack of a better word, site plan approval for marijuana districts, and opted to keep it with the zoning board because they did the other site plan approvals, so.
Which made sense because it was commercial as
Right.
well. This
Yeah.
will be residential.
But, you know,
So is that your point?
according
I
to,
disagree with that. I think the planning board should have it, and the
Because
zoning
it's
board
resident.
is checks and balances,
But the
and the
planning-
zoning board can give variances.
the planning board is supposed to be concerned only with subdivision.
No.
In this town, yes.
In Whitman, but I'm saying,
All right.
a lot of other towns, it's a check and balance between the zoning board and the planning board.
Right.
It's my opinion, but whatever the consensus of the board is, go along with it.
Well, the only thing that makes me have some reservation is these are gonna be, multi-use. So there's gonna be commercial on the bottom.
Now, can we have commercial on the bottom?
Yes.
This district?
That's what's in there.
This is set up for multi-use, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mentioned in here, but do we want to allow that, or do we want, this is talking residential.
If this in here talks
For the
about.
residential.
Time out, this is a draft.
I know, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying, this is what's in this draft, so we
Yeah.
need to discuss it.
Right. I believe we shouldn't have commercial on it. Because we have a commercial district, we have a district that allows the overlay with commercial and residential above. And the commercial is required. If you put it in here, is it required, is it not required? What's the commercial space gonna be? Can it be a Dunkin' Donuts in a 300 unit development, or, you know?
I hear what you're saying, but I think what we all have to agree upon is we're not arguing about anything. We're trying to understand what this is, understand whether we need to make changes or not.
Right.
But there's a lot of stuff, there's something in here that they recommend a 10-foot setback. And currently we have a 50-foot for the type of area. So personally, I don't like it when the buildings are that close to the street for a number of reasons, traffic, the people getting out of the place.
Yeah.
So I wrote down several things that I have concerns with. So we should probably just take it one step at a time and decide what we want to do.
As far as the commercial, a lot of builders seem this day and age to be going towards commercial and residential. Not saying not to, just saying what's kind of the trend that's happening now.
It's not just the industrial park, so our zone includes that stretches South Ave, parts of Essex Street, where it might be advantageous to have commercial.
Yeah, but you could do that with the overlay district too.
Yeah, you could.
So we could restrict it to where we've already given it for approval, is what you're saying, on South Ave versus adding it to the industrial area.
You could. I'm trying to think, yeah, because on some of the bigger plots where you can get the higher density, it might be like Bostonian, the apartments, where you have that small coffee shop where used to be deli in the corner.
Yeah.
Or convenience store.
Well, this
maybe, or
restricts-
something.
In the store.
This restricts a lot of things. One of the things that it brings up is that you have to have a covered, you either have to have a garage system or a covered garage. And then in another part, it talks about that you can have an open parking. So that's a little confusing. I've read this. I don't know if you folks have had a chance. Do we want to continue it?
Yeah, 'cause I would like to be able to read it forward more after just getting it, yes, last night and early today. I haven't had much time. And like I said, I was trying to read it on my phone, which does not make it easier. I don't have, my printer was not working at home, so.
No, what I would suggest is, you have a number of concerns. List those concerns, we'll mark it up on our individual pages. We'll review the whole thing, make sure that everything goes back and forth to the existing bylaws, and then at the next meeting, we can vote individual things.
That's
Does that make
fine.
sense?
It makes some sense. Some of what I have questions about are just questions.
Yeah.
One of the things they mentioned is they have 3 years to complete. So from the appeals board standpoint, isn't it 2 years currently to complete a project before you have to come back?
I thought it was 3, and then they extended it during.
You guys, for building or completing, like if somebody comes before the appeals board and they want to build what's up there on Washington Street that's for sale, the multi-use, do they have 2 years or 3 years to complete it before they have to come back for reapproval?
I didn't know it was a time frame.
Oh, it's definitely a time frame.
Yeah, I think it would, I
Is,
think it's 3 years, but we can,
is it on completion or that they have to start?
Yeah, they have to
Doing
start
something.
on something
Right.
within 12 months. They have to at least dig a hole.
And do they have to have a completion date?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right, well, this is proposing that there's a 3-year completion date. Are we comfortable with that?
Yeah. It is something that the state that wants or something, I don't know.
I mean, you can put something like that in the new one, but as far as I know, there's nothing now that says they have to start it within 12 months, or they have to come back to the zoning board.
It's also a whole brand new section of our bylaw that we can add things that aren't in our normal construction, and we can't put into this.
I'm not proposing that anything,
Right, no, I know.
I'm asking you.
Yep.
I'm just asking,
Yeah,
because I read the whole thing, I wrote down what concerned me.
yeah,
Some of it may not be a problem, I
Yeah.
just need to be educated.
If they're denied, then they can't come back to the zoning board for 2 years unless they come to this board and get the approval of all but one member. Then they can come back within the 2 years.
but yeah, that was.
That's what they denied.
They have to show a substantial change.
Change, yeah.
That's if they're denied.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that must be what I was thinking of. So that answers that question.
Since there are 5 Tuesdays in this month, would the board want to schedule an extra meeting between now and the next meeting to be able to go over this? Because it will be,
To try to get it in.
it'll be 3 weeks before we meet again.
So you're proposing another Tuesday in February or this month? There's only one more Tuesday this
There's
month.
the 30th of January,
Yeah.
the 6th of February, and then we're scheduled to meet on the 13th of February. So I didn't know if you guys thought it was necessary to
Okay,
put another meeting in to
well, it'd probably be,
discuss.
because if we have some comments here, and we send it back to the consultant makes some changes, give them a week to make a change, we meet on the 13th, we can approve it up or down, and then move forward, you can set up your public hearing, so on and so forth.
do you have a pub meeting on the 6th after the CPC, or is that too much for you?
No, I don't have a problem.
So I have no,
As long
I'm
as
just,
CPC is at 5:30.
issue usually. So I have no problem meeting on the 6th, just for this.
It's gonna be a Tuesday, right?
Yes.
I can meet any.
Okay,
It's next Tuesday.
Nope, it's the Tuesday after. Next Tuesday is the
Oh,
30th.
February. you're
Yeah.
talking about, Yep.
is that all right with everybody?
2 weeks.
What-
Wait.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
okay.
what's the date on that?
The February 6th. It gives a couple of, we can sort of beat it over and get our concerns in. If you want, gives you some time to,
We've got a meeting that night, but Kathy should be available to
yeah,
come to this. Yeah.
so.
Okay, so what were your concerns?
No, I'm gonna wait till you guys read it. because-
Well, I had something that came in the email that I had that brought it up. It says, "Hello all." It says, "Please find a draft of the MBTA communities coming for your review. I've done my best to familiarize myself with the zoning bylaw. First, because I wanted to understand the town's usual requirements, and second, there are provisions we need to exclude from the overlay district to avoid conflicts with the MBTA community guidelines."
Who's that from?
That's from Judy. So I didn't know what that.
I think from what I interpreted in her email, she was just saying that the reason she wrote this the way it is written is so that there would be certain things that she had to
Okay.
exclude and incorporating all the things from ours.
Okay.
That's what I was reading. She was trying to explain.
That works for me. When I just heard that, that sounded like, to me, I just thought she might have concerns with some of the areas that we decided to, because we had lot sizes that we might have to exclude and everything like that.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking. It's just like I said, I'm reading off my phone, so kind of, I can't even go zoom up, I can't even go left or right.
It talks about buildings needing to be within 90 feet of each other.
Yeah.
It seems to be a big distance to me.
They can't be closer than 90 feet?
They have to be within 90.
Oh, within 90 feet. So
That's
that
good.
could- Well, right now, our bylaw says 45 feet, but
Yeah.
a lot of it would depend on the lot and the type of buildings, because you could have a lot that has some wetlands in the middle, and you put a building here, the wetlands takes up 150 feet, and then you put another building over there. It should be allowed. But those are the types of things that we can look at.
Yeah.
But that's not saying you can do that in that case.
Yeah,
It's saying it has to be within 90.
but that could be
Is that like townhouses within a single lot buildings? I haven't read through this.
Yeah.
I only got it yesterday.
That's what I'm saying, that's why at least February 6th is the time to read through it.
Yeah.
Because everything I'm asking you, you've got to get it in the context of the way it's written.
Yeah. Wait?
Is this all being recorded?
Yes.
yeah, but whistling is,
Yeah.
That's the dwarfs down the hall.
No, I just have a question afterwards.
Okay.
Mr. Select Person. You've got two potential zoning changes for solar and battery. Are those going to be moving forward for this town meeting, do you think?
Probably not for this town meeting. Solar might make it to this town meeting, but they need to go through the bylaw study committee first. It sounds like we don't expect a long review for the select board change, so that
That's easy.
schedule, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a change to the licensing authority and a couple of the,
Signs.
yeah, there's not much to it. But for, solar batteries, the draft language that I sent to the bylaw study committee was state templates and neighboring towns, so there's gonna be some work on their part to get something together before it comes to a public hearing.
So that's, we'll have to host that as well.
You'll have to
Yeah, okay.
Probably looking at next year's town meeting. not this
Okay.
year's.
Okay. Then I sent you an email about the charging stations.
Yes, you did.
That might be a good thing to include,
Yeah,
putting them together.
yep.
You can overlay them that are never used either.
I've seen a couple of towns start to include, to go way off on a tangent, requirements for parking lots over a certain size must either be, have electrical circuits underneath ready to add charging stations or include them.
At the zoning board last night, there's proposed development on Temple Street, 12 units, and I suggested that they put conduit in.
Yeah.
Don't have to do anything else.
Just for very confident, yeah.
It's a lot cheaper to put it
Reasonable.
now.
You cut the asphalt later. Then I'll be out there.
Yep.
Alright, is everybody else, everyone else good with meeting on the 6th?
Yeah.
We're all set for that.
So everybody will read it over, bring their comments,
Yeah,
questions.
just give us some
concerns
time.
On the
We'll
6th
give
at
us some
7
time,
p.m.
give you some time as well, so. Anything else?
Minutes?
No, we'll have 2 for next time.
Alright. Do you have anything for me to sign, mail, it's not
We
here?
do have mail, we have the minutes from the zoning board from December 12th for 250 Stetson Street and 645 Plymouth Street.
Wayne, would you like to read these? Okay.
I am currently preparing the annual town report, our piece that goes into that, so I will send everyone a copy before that gets sent over. And this is just
And, what I was saying before, the finance committee wants to come here at 7:30 on the 13th. Just to make sure we have all our everything that we need, and if there's any changes we wanna make before.
You're gonna meet with us?
I guess this is the new thing, so.
You guys go up there. I think John Goldberg.
Okay, yeah, I just saw the email that came on, it did come about a week ago, but.
And then we do have a piece of mail from East Bridgewater from their zoning board in regards to a case. It's just the decision that they had on one of their cases, so I will pass that.
Justin.
As well.
Go to the finance.
Yeah, well.
That is, well, at least they represent it. Yeah, that's usually the way it works.
Thank you.
That's just a neighboring town.
I don't care about that.
I know,
I care about this.
Yep.
I think your only budget, you may actually have a little bit of a budget.
We do.
Yeah.
It's like $2,000 or something like that.
Well, not the payroll budget, the budget for if we needed to do.
Yeah,
this. It's
yeah,
like
it's, yeah.
400
Fall.
I think.
So,
We might need more money with all these public hearings coming up. Might have to hire help and, the Sopranos.
anything else come before us?
No.
That is
we're
it
all
for
good.
this evening.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
So,
All right.